After 20 years of searching, he finally found his son. Standing just a few feet away, he could have said one word, "Son," but instead, he held out his hand and asked him for spare change. Cold streets where no one remembers your name. Shoes torn apart like the life he once had. Eyes empty, not because he felt nothing, but because he had felt too much. People walked past him every day as if he didn't exist, as if his story was already over. But hidden deep inside his worn-out pocket was a faded photograph, edges broken, colors almost gone. A little boy, smiling with pure innocence, standing beside a man who once had everything. His son, the only proof that he was once more than just a stranger on the street. The only memory he never allowed himself to lose, even after losing him 20 years ago. One ordinary day, fate did something extraordinary. Across the crowded street, his eyes stopped. A man stepped out of a shining black car. Sharp suit, confident walk, a life built on success. Everything he had ever dreamed of. And then his heart skipped because that face wasn't a stranger. It was him, the little boy from that worn-out photograph, now a man the world respected. His son. For a moment, the noise of the city disappeared. Cars, people, voices, all faded into silence. There was only him and the life he had lost. Just a few steps away stood everything he had been searching for 20 long years, close enough to touch, but suddenly feeling farther than ever before. His feet moved on their own, slow, hesitant, trembling with every step. 20 years of pain, 20 years of searching had led him to this one moment. He was close now, close enough to see the lines on his son's face, the confidence in his eyes, the life he had built without him. His lips parted slightly. A single word sat there. Son. So simple, so powerful, so close to being spoken. But then, he saw it. That smile. Not just any smile, a peaceful one, untouched by the darkness of his past. A life free from struggle, free from shame, free from him. And suddenly, his voice disappeared. Because in that one silent second, he understood something that shattered him completely. If he spoke, he wouldn't just return as a father. He would return as a past his son had already escaped. His hands slowly dropped, his heart breaking in a way no one could hear. He stood there, just inches away from saying everything, and chose to say nothing at all. The word son died silently on his lips. His chest felt heavy, like every heartbeat was asking him, "Why are you staying silent?" But he already knew the answer. Slowly, he lowered his eyes, not as a father, but as a stranger. His shaking hand lifted into the air, not for an embrace, but for something far more painful. "Spare change, please?" The words came out broken, almost unrecognizable. For a second, time froze. His son looked at him, not with love, not with recognition, but with simple human pity. A few dollars pulled out of his wallet and placed into the trembling hand that once held him as a child. No questions asked, no memories returned, just a small act of kindness between two strangers. The father's fingers slowly closed, not around the money, but around the moment he would carry forever. Because in that second, He didn't just lose the chance to be recognized, he chose it. The coins in his hand felt heavy, but not as heavy as the truth he was carrying. For a moment, he just stood there, frozen, as if his soul was still waiting for a miracle that would never come. His fingers tightened, not around the money, but around the pain of being so close and still so unknown. And then, a tear slipped out, slow, silent, unstoppable. He quickly turned his face away, wiping it before anyone could notice. Not because he was ashamed of crying, but because he was afraid. What if his son saw it? What if something in those tears felt familiar? What if, for just 1 second, his son recognized him? His heart started racing. Hope, dangerous, painful hope, crept in like a whisper. Maybe he'll look again. Maybe he'll feel something. Maybe he'll know. But he couldn't risk it, because recognition wouldn't just bring back a father. It would bring questions, pain, past his son had already escaped. So before destiny could change its mind, he stepped back. 1 step, then another. Each step heavier than the last. He didn't turn around. He didn't dare to, because he knew if he looked back, even once, he might break. He might run back, call his name, hold him like he used to, and destroy the peaceful life his son had built without him. So he kept walking, slowly disappearing into the crowd. Just another invisible man, just another forgotten face. But inside him, a storm was screaming, a father was crying, a heart was breaking in complete silence. Because love, real love, isn't always loud. It doesn't always fight to be seen. Sometimes it hides, it sacrifices, it walks away, so the person you love never has to look back. From that day on, his life found a new purpose, not to be seen, but to see. Every morning, he returned to the same street, same corner, same distance, like a shadow that refused to leave, but never dared to step into the light. He learned his son's routine, not as a father, but as a silent observer of a life he once belonged to. What time he arrived, what time he left, the way he smiled while talking on the phone, the way he laughed, that same laugh he used to have as a child. Sometimes he would catch himself smiling too, a broken, quiet smile, full of pride and full of pain. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and he stayed the same, invisible. There were moments when his feet almost betrayed him, moments when his heart screamed, just once call his name, just once let him know. But every time he stopped himself, because love had already made its choice. One evening, as the sun slowly disappeared behind the city, he watched his son step into his car, safe, successful, complete. And for the first time in years, he felt peace. Not the kind that comes from having everything, but the kind that comes from knowing the person you lost is no longer lost. A soft breath escaped his lips, almost like a goodbye he had been holding for decades. That night, under the open sky, with no one around to hear him, he finally spoke. Not loudly, not proudly, but like a man letting go of the only thing keeping him alive. "I found you." His voice broke, but he didn't stop. "And that's enough for me." A tear rolled down, but this time he didn't wipe it away. Because this wasn't just pain anymore. It was closure. A father's love that asked for nothing in return. A goodbye that would never be heard, but would last forever. And as the night grew darker, he slowly faded into it.
not as a man who lost everything, but as a father who chose love even when it meant being forgotten.
Years passed, but nothing really changed. The world kept moving, people kept coming and going, but he stayed, a silent shadow in the background of his son's perfect life.
No name, no identity, no place, just love. Pure, painful, invisible love. One cold night, the streets felt quieter than usual, the wind harsher, the silence heavier. His body had grown weak, tired of fighting a life that had already taken everything from him. He sat down on the same corner, the same place where he had once stood just a few steps away from calling his son's name. But tonight, he didn't look across the street. Tonight, he didn't wait, because deep down, he knew this was his last night. His trembling hands slowly reached into his pocket, pulling out that old, faded photograph. The edges were almost gone now, just like him. He looked at it one last time. That little boy, that innocent smile, that life he had once been part of. A weak smile appeared on his face, not of regret, but of something far more powerful. Peace. I kept my promise, he whispered, barely audible. You're happy. His eyes slowly closed, and for the first time in years, there was no pain left in them. No longing, no emptiness, just calm. The photograph slipped gently from his hand, resting beside him on the cold ground. And somewhere, just a few streets away, his son laughed, unaware that the man who gave him life had just taken his last breath without ever being known. Some fathers don't walk away because they don't care. They walk away because their love is too big to ruin the life their child fought to build. He died as a stranger, but loved him like only a father ever could.
This story made you feel something? Doesn't scroll away. Subscribe to Hidden Tear for more emotional stories that stay with you long after the end. Because sometimes the deepest tears are the ones no one sees. Turn on notifications. You never know when the next story will break your heart again.